Welcome to the stage, Judge Joe Brown. Let's get it cracking.
Oh, you can hear it.
It's nice to see everybody. Don't forget that TV judge, I was in my 50s before I got that show. There was a lot more time before then. I'm here to talk about bringing back manhood.
Yeah. It is not the boys.
You gave me 20 minutes, so I'll see what I can put into the 20-minute time period. I'll compress a lot. Let's simplify the whole thing up front so you understand. It's called Man Up. Man the hell up. It's about protecting womanhood and promoting manhood. If you want to be a real man, it's about taking care of your business, making where you live a better, safer, more secure place filled with economic prosperity, sense of purpose, morality, ethics, and public order, public dignity, and public peace. You are a man of peace who can be very violent, brave, and courageous when necessary. If you want to be a man, you have to be comfortable in your own courage and bravery, and that means you have to prove yourself. That means if you're going to do anything, you have to be prepared to be a man. You have to think like a man. You have to want to be a man. You have to be willing to die as a man. You have to be anxious for the opportunity to be a hero. And being a hero is not making a slam dunk with 3 seconds left in a damn game, which is an irrelevant distraction. You want to be a man on the black level, get your head out of the damn television looking at basketball, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and every other kind of damn distraction. If you want to help your sons become men, get your face out of the television looking at this distractive nonsense that wants to get you to glorify dysfunction. Now, I'm mad as hell watching what's happened to black folk over the last 50 years. When I was in college in the 60s, and I graduated from UCLA in 1969, I heard some people get up and speak to large audiences talking about masculinity was toxic and they wanted to destroy it. The family was a form of slavery. That they thought men caused wars, so the way to stop wars is to get the men so they act like girls. Men need to learn to cry, to shout, to learn to let it all hang out, instead of trying to be so uptight and under self-control. Last damn thing in hell you want is a full-grown male who runs around not under self-control.
Facts.
That's what's wrong with our hoods, and that's what's wrong with these school hall boys. They've got boys who never have been taught to be men. They don't have manhood in them. See, there's a beast inside every man. It lurks and it lives. It is the baddest MF on the planet Earth. It kills everything, including itself. And in order to keep that beast under control, the child as a boy has to be programmed so when he becomes an adult, he is not just an adult male, he is a man and learns how to handle that beast. Oh my God, we need to do something about involving the parents and the teachers and the police in stopping this bullying. And this online bullying is just so hard. If you don't know how to handle a bully, by the time you get grown, you are a punk. Useless, punk ass nothing. If you don't know how to bust some fool dead in his mouth, even if you get your ass whipped after, at least you inflicted some damage. If you don't know how to do that, you ain't worth shit.
Hey!
God, he killed himself after being bullied on Facebook. Take your worthless ass out if you don't need to waste food on your ass.
No.
And in the hood, it's a disgrace. There are not enough fathers out there to teach manhood.
Damn.
Now, I know this is Atlanta, but I gotta say it. The difference in a hood rat and a lesbian is that one's got a dick and the other one doesn't. The lesbians and the hood rats are raised as girls. They like nookie. One of them has a dick, the other one doesn't. And if a fairy godmother or something waved the magic wand while the lesbian was asleep, and she woke up with a dick tomorrow morning, there'd be no damn difference. All that chaos and confusion in a black community is a disgrace because there's no damn manhood out there to keep public order. Now we have to go back and take over our neighborhoods. We have to impose order. But there are some bigger issues there too, and some smaller ones. Which party is for taking away your right to own firearms?
Liberals. Dirty liberals.
Now, see, firearms are just a tool you can use for killing, but they're not the only tool. And the homicide rate is not dictated by firearms. Personally, I could probably kill you quicker with no weapon at all than I can with a 45 I might be found carrying. You might survive me shooting you, but you wouldn't with some of the other stuff I know. And I'm in my 70s. I've just been taking this stuff for almost 55 years. But you see, I can walk out amongst you. Ain't nobody hollering about, oh my God, he's got skills. We have to outlaw skills. Oh my God, too damn bad I acquired them. You can too. So what is the problem? It's a lack of manhood. See, a man is under control. A man has a purpose. Now, when I was a real judge, I got elected to 2 8-year terms in Memphis, Tennessee. For one 10-year period, they were doing a statewide study. And the state recidivism rate was 80%. Recidivism means a felon convicted one time will be back again. In my courtroom, it was 18%. Why? Because everybody I sent bond for, put on probation, or let out of jail had to attend some of my counseling sessions. I didn't have on a suit and tie, I didn't have on a bat cape, and we talked. And I tell them, look man, congratulations. Huh? Because we did good just now, fool, because you were messing up enough to get up in here. Congratulations. Why you congratulating? We need you to do that, fool. Don't you understand what the okey doke is, man? You running around talking about you being gangster. We depend on you to do what you do. Go commit some more crimes, man. Jack up your neighborhood. We want to keep them so they're politically impotent they can't collectivize and go vote. And we need you to keep up with these crimes so the good white folk running around, oh my God, we need somebody to be tough on crime. This candidate is running for head librarian and they promise to be tough on crime. All right? Meanwhile, when you go out and do what you do, we need you because you see there's a dirty little secret. The United States is alone in the industrialized world and having no plan to do a damn thing about what happens with all of these ordinary working type people who get made obsolete by industrial technology and computerization. What do you do with it? Well, if you consider labor as a commodity, like wheat, corn, cotton, beef, pork, poultry, when you have a commodity glut, you cut back production, you subsidize the would-be producer, and you store the surplus. We store the surplus in a jail cell instead of a grain silo. The subsidy is the public assistance. The cutting back of production is more insidious because you cause the youth to bang out, drug out, drop out, get knocked up too early, too often, have inappropriate social outlooks, wrong type of ideation, no vocational skills, no education, and no way of understanding what it means to have common sense and act in a dignified fashion. So when they get that first felony, they're really out of luck because they're very hard to be employed. And some people got the wrong idea. Yeah, man, they need to do something about the 13th Amendment that still lets you be made a slave if you get convicted. That's not what that's about. They don't want your damn labor. That's just a showpiece. They want you to be idle because there are not enough jobs to go around. And when the white folk get mad because they don't have jobs, they go out and buy $200 worth of ammonium nitrate fertilizer. They sensitize it, and they make a big bomb like Timothy McVeigh did and bagged 250 or so folk by blowing up a courthouse in Oklahoma City. We know that the Negroes are not into that. They won't go do something like that hideous yet. They just go out and kill each other. Ammonium nitrate is what the military uses as explosive filler for 155 millimeter howitzer shells. When the local police department or the sheriff's department want to blow something up, they go get a 25-pound bag at a lawn and garden store, and they talk about guns. So we don't know anything about that. We know bang bang, but not boom boom. But you see, they want to keep Timothy McVeigh types down. You do know who that is, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. So, last hired, first fired is now last hired, first locked up. And part of that is our fault. See, let these righteous brothers out the penitentiary. If you've ever been off in one and actually seen what's on there, in there, you do not want some of these people back out on the streets the way they are when they went in. See, they didn't get put in there for being Robin Hood. They didn't get put in there for political crimes. They got put in there because they raped their neighbors, robbed their neighbors, sold poison to their neighbors, jacked up their neighbors, gangstered their neighbors, killed their neighbors, stole from their neighbors. And until they start thinking differently, they need to be in the slave quarters where they belong for acting like slaves. Now, by now, I got these probationers' attention. What you mean acting like a slave? I said, well, you do that because if you were a real man, you would attempt to unify your community. You would get together with your neighbors. I even brought some made men from the mafia in there to talk to them. Just telling these boys they don't understand what being a real gangster is. Now, we protect our women and children. We don't allow no criminalities where we live. You don't sell no poison where we are. We kill you. You sell poisons to young people. What kind of dog are you? Oh yeah, y'all call yourselves dogs. Yeah, that's right. Hey Luigi, come in. Tell them about that incident. Look at our ideation. It's about pimping, man. 40 years ago, all the low-down, filthy pimps I represented and all of the hoes that went along with the program, I'll tell you about the lowest thing just above pedophiles are pimps. They're scummy. They're wrong. They hate their mamas. They hate themselves. There's no glory in being a pimp. But that's our ideation. See, they've taught us to think wrong. 50 years ago, if you wanted to be somebody that had it going on, you were in college. And they didn't have tuition back then in most states because it was looked at as something to develop human infrastructure. But nowadays, you can hardly afford to go. Hell, we learn stuff in the 5th grade they don't even teach in college now. When you saw me on the show, most of what I did, I learned in the damn 5th grade, not in law school.
Damn.
I hate stupid people. I hate dumb EMFs. They get me aggravated, but I gotta work with them. Unity. It's a good thing, but unity is costly. See, if you got a revolution, you have these walls, and they're pockmarked all over the walls. Some of them, the enemy put there shooting at your side, and some of them you put there killing off your own side who needed to be killed off. My old man took me to hear Jomo Kenyatta one time. He said, the Mau Mau will have a revolution to throw British colonialism out of our country. In Kenya, we killed at least 11,000 people that were white. And 10,000 of them had black faces. If this gets going like it did 50-some years ago, you will have all sorts of traitors that will infiltrate the organizations that you belong to. They will be snitches, they will be sworn agents of some government entity or police department or sheriff's department, or they will be agents provocateur. Come on, man, let's throw this brick through the window. And they will set you up and kill you. People have been talking about the Panther Party. I personally recruited Bunchy Carter, John Hutchins, Geronimo Pratt, known as G, Nathaniel Clark, Elaine Brown. She wrote a book, and if you read a book, she mentions me a time or two in there. And I was in Campbell Hall in April 1968, March, when John Hutchins and Bunchy Carter, he was chairman of the party in Southern California, were in there. I just walked out the room. We had a BSU meeting about some things we were trying to get done. And everybody was in the cafeteria, and in front of 42 witnesses, 4 members of the US organization gunned the 2 of them down. Somebody kicked in my office door on the 3rd floor, put 4 bullets in the back of my chair, but I was talking to Elaine on the staircase. We got the guns out of the place. Bunchy was face down on one arm, elbow propped up, groaning, and John was dead, blood bubbling out his mouth. It got real. Got real. But you see, we all got quiet because that's the cost of unity. See, leadership is not selected, leadership is imposed.